गुरुभ्यो नमः। कृदण्डमहाकाय सूर्यकोटिसमप्रभा निर्विघ्नं कुरु मे देव सर्वकार्येषु सर्वदा। गुरुर्ब्रह्मा गुरुर्विष्णुः गुरुर्देवो महेश्वरः गुरुः साक्षात् परं ब्रह्म तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। गुरवे सर्वलोकानां विषये भवरोगिणां निधे सर्वविद्यानां श्रीदक्षिणामूर्तये नमः। मूकं करोति वाचालं पङ्गुं लङ्घयते गिरिं यत्कृपातमहं वन्दे परमानन्दमाधवम्। व्यासाय विष्णुरूपाय व्यासरूपाय विष्णवे नमो वै ब्रह्मणवे वासिष्ठाय नमो नमः। श्रुतिस्मृतिपुराणानाम् आलयं करुणालयं नमामि भगवत्पादं शङ्करं लोकशङ्करम्। नारायणं नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरये। पार्थाय प्रतिबोधितां भगवता नारायणे स्वयं व्यासेन कृतितं पुराणमुनिनां मध्ये महाभारतम् अद्वैतामृतवर्षिणीं भगवतीमष्टादशाध्यायिनीम् अम्ब त्वाम् अनुसन्दधामि भगवद्गीते भवेद्वेषिणी। नारायणपरो व्यक्ता दण्डमव्यक्तसम्भवम् अण्डस्यान्तस्त्विमे लोकाः सप्तद्वीपा च मेदिनी। अवतीर्णश्चकारट्यां केदारेऽन्तर्हितश्च यः चतुष्पीठप्रतिष्ठाता जयताच्छङ्करो गुरुः शङ्कारोपेण मच्चित्तं पङ्गीकृतबोध्य किङ्किरीयस्य सामाय शङ्कराचार्यमाश्रये. So Arjuna asks Krishna to stop his chariot in the middle so that he can see both sides who is come there to see who is come there to for this battle, right? And he looks at all the people that assembled, his fathers, grandfathers, brothers, children, his sons and cousins and friends and gurus and all the other people that's assembled there. He looks at them, and that's what we are looking at. And in the Shloka 28, we were looking at Arjuna starting his grief. He starts explaining there what he sees there. He says, Kripaya Paraya Vishta Vishidan Vishidan Nadam Braveed Arjuna Uvacha Drishtvaimam Sajanam Krishna Yutsam Samavastidam Sidantim Avagatrani Mukam cha Parishishyati Vyapatuscha Sharire me Roma Harshascha Jayate. So here Krishna, so in that looking at all of them sorrowfully, okay, so Kaunteya, is Kunti's son, Krishna. Again, he says Avishtada. So he overwhelmed by looking at all those people. Kripaya, that means through instrumentality of compassion. So he is overwhelmed through his own influence, through its own influence of itself, but not that he came under influence of compassion through some sort of effort on his own. It automatically came, that compassion came through in him. So that's why this compassion is very spontaneous. That he got there is very spontaneous, and that's why the adjective that's used is paraya. So that means supreme. So it is the used to express that compassion that his company is too much compassion that came through. He was overwhelmed with that. Slightly looking at this, the other way to split this is kripaya aparaya. Okay, so kripaya paraya as I say two words, or kripaya aparaya. So aparaya, when you say that, so it is the again, it means that the compassion for his own army, he already had that before, right? So now looking at the other side also, he became very compassionate. Okay, so we could look at that. So looking at everybody, he became supreme, very much overwhelmed with compassion. Or he looking at the other side, that is the Kaurava side, and now he became again the compassion become very much compassionate, overwhelmed with compassion. And Abravit, he said, Vishidan sorrowfully. Okay, he said, becoming afflicted with distress, he said these things, and by saying that, again, that simultaneously Arjuna's talk and sorrow, Sanjay here suggesting that effects of that sorrow, which is trembling, was shedding the tears, and all this at the time of when Arjuna was talking. So when he's talking, he's now in that sorrowfully he's talking. So he's already Vishidan Abravit, so that he's saying this with sorrowfully. So he's not talking of little bit disappointed, but he's very much in that is his trembling voice, and with tears he's talking this. Again, Arjuna, Sanjay here again addressed Krishna. That by that Sanjay again, while introducing the words from this shloka, middle of shloka 28 to 47th shloka, where Ev Mukta Arjuna Sanke. So having said this, Arjuna in the middle of that battle and blah blah blah. So till that 47th shloka, it's Arjuna talking about what he is and what he's feeling, that sorrow he's experiencing. And again, this sorrow Sanjay shows here that in these verses, in this in this narration of this grief that Arjuna is going through, it so shows that this grief or sorrow, it's an obstruction to right understanding of what is the source, of one's engaging in one's own duty, right? So Arjuna came again. Arjuna is overcame with all these things because he's not a self-realized man. He did not have that knowledge of Atma Jnana, and that's why he's there. He does not realize. He thinks that all those people that's there, those bodies that he sees there, they are mine. I am here, they are mine, and those kind of feelings that overwhelmed him. And with that, Drishtva, seeing them, Imam, these, so seeing these people, who are the Swajanam? Swa is own, Janam is people. So own people, that's his relatives, friends, and all these people that's mentioned in the previous shloka, right? So gurus, Pitamaha, all those things, grandfathers, relatives, and everybody, sons, and Putran, Pautran, all those. So all these people who are there, who are desirous of war, right? So those are who are here, youthsum. So they are here for war. They are desiring this war. Samupastidam. So they have assembled in this battlefield, right? So seeing all these people, Drishtva, seeing Imam, these, Swajanam, relatives or own people, youthsum, desirous of war, Samapastitan, having assembled in that battlefield. So all those people that assembled in this people, looking at them, sorrowfully, Arjuna said, so Mama, that means of mine, I'm standing here, mine, and of mine who I'm seeing, Gatrani Sidanti, my limbs ache, my limbs becomes very very weak. Okay, my limbs are hurting. I can't stand. Body is now sinking. I can't stand. Cha, that means and, Mukham, that is the mouth, Parishishyade. So that means becomes completely dry. My mouth becomes very dry. Okay. So my body is sinking, my mouth becomes very dry. It's not that again, the word pari means it's used totality of that's mentioned here. So it is not just that even if you do some exercise or something, that your mouth becomes dry. It is not that. It is not because of tiredness. It is because of the excessive grief that he is feeling, excessive sorrow is feeling. Because of that, his mouth becomes very dry. Vepatu means trembling, and Romaharsha means horripilation. So he's trembling and he's sweating. His mouth becomes very dry. His body, he can't stand. He becomes very weak. He's feeling that. He says that with that he says, Mama Gatrani Mukam Sidanti Mama Gatrani. So my body is dropping and Mukamcha Parishishyati. So my mouth becomes very dry. Vyepatuscha Sharire Roma Harshascha Jayate. So again, so with my hair stand, okay, Roma Harsha, so his hair standing. So with that fear, with that sorrow that's coming through. Again, fear is not he's not fear here. Again, fear is different meanings, right? So when you're in a battlefield, his fear is of losing of all those people, right? So through that, his body hair is standing up, his mouth becomes very dry, his tremors in his body. So he's feeling all that, and that's what he says. Then the next shloka, he says, Gandivam Gandivam samsrite hastatu chaiva paridahyate nacha shakno mevastatum brahmativa chemanaha becha me manaha. So Gandiva slips from my hand and my skin is intensely burning, and I am also unable to stand on my own stand. My mind is whirling around, and as it were, so it says I can't control my mind. So whatever that's happening, I can't control. So he says that, and we just look at a little bit more in detail again. So Gandiva is his bow, right? So it's Gandiva. Samsrat, that's my bow. Samsrate slips. Hastat, from my hand. Okay, so that Gandiva, my bow, slips from my hand. Again, Gandiva is something Arjuna is very proud of having that bow, and he always mentions that I'm Gandivi, right? So I'm fond of the Gandiva bow. And now he's saying that that's slipping from my hand. I can't even hold it. And so then Tvak, that is skin, cha, and eva, indeed, paridahyate, that is burning all over. So that is my skin is burning all over. Everywhere my skin is burning in this. So again, when we say by the meaning of Gandhi was slipping, that means he lost his courage, his strength, and everything. And by burning of skin, again, shows that it's mental agony that he's going through. That just as I said, the fear of losing all these people, the consequences of war that might happen. And again, cha means again, moreover, na shaknomi. I'm unable to avastatum, that means to stand for me, to hold body upright. So again, this is just like saying that I'm about to swim and I'm going to faint. So he's saying like that. So again, this cause of this unsteadiness is, he says, my manaha, that is mind, brahmati eva. So my mind is whirling. Okay, so because I can't think properly, so that's what happening. So it is kind of, I'm about to faint here. My cardio is dropping from my thing. My skins are burning. Body is dropping down. I'm sweating, and mouth become very dry. I can't do it again. So it means that, so he's saying that once again, he says that the reason for his inability to stand firm, he says in the next shloka, which is nimittani cha pashyami viparitani keshava na cha shreyo pashyami hatva sujara mahavi. So besides, the reason why I'm feeling all these things is because I do not see any good to be derived from this killing of my own people in this battle. O Krishna, I do not anchor for victory, nor the kingdom, nor pleasures. Okay, so he says that I don't want any of this. I don't see anything good in this. So if you look at a little bit more in detail on this shloka, cha again means and, pashyami, I notice or experience and things like that. So and I notice, I experience nimittani, the omens. Okay, so or fluttering, like for example, fluttering of left eye and so on. So all those omens that I see, I experience all these. What are those things? To be viparitani, the adverse things, okay, indicative of impending sorrow. And for this reason, I'm unable to stand firmly. And that's what he's saying. And the word Previously, in the 28th shloka, he used the word Krishna. Again, Arjuna, by that, he is suggesting that uh, Drishtaevam Sajanam, in that shloka, 828 shloka, he says, Drishtaevam Sajanam Krishna, used some samavasthitam, right? So he addresses him as Krishna. So he says that Ahamatmana Vitvena Dukkitvachoka Nibandanam Kleshamanubhavami Twantum Sadanandarupa Tva Sadanandarupatva Choka Sasangirti. So that means I am very much sorrow stricken here on account of this lack of knowledge I have of Paramatma, Atma Jnana I have. And because of that, grief is coming. So when he addresses Krishna, he's saying that I don't have this Atma Jnana, and because of that, grief is coming. Whereas you are untouched by sorrow and grief, and you are eternal bliss. You are always Satchidananda, Sadananda Rupa, right? So you are always eternal bliss, eternal happiness. And that's why, though seeing one's own people is common to both of us, the people what we see is common to us. The distinction is how we is between us. There is the distinction. I'm affected by sorrow, therefore make me sorrowless. That's what he says when he addresses him as Krishna. So that means remover of those sorrows. He asks Krishna to remove that sorrows. That's what hints here. So Sri Madhusudana Saraswati in his Bhashya addresses, explains that like that. So then in this shloka, where he says, addresses Krishna as Keshava. So Viparitani Pashyami, Pashyami Viparitani Keshava. So again, here is indicated that the ability to accomplish such an act, since the word Keshava is derived in the way that again, Madhusudana Saraswati here explains that Ko Brahma Srishtikarta Isho Rudra Samharta Tau Vyatyanakam Yatha Gacchati iti Tadyutpadete. So the one Keshava here is derived as in such a way that the one who approaches with compassion, that is Vati, means compassion, one approaching with compassion. So for those, he who is at mercy, Ka, that means Brahma, the creator, and Isha is Rudra, the destroyer. Okay, so Keshava means Ka here is for denoting for Brahma, Isha is Rudra, and Vati is the one who is approaching compassion. So the Keshava is the one who accomplishes anything that's from creation to sustaining and destroying. He does everything. Again, Madhusudana Saraswati gives another meaning for Krishna. He says that Bhakta Dukkha Karshitvam. So it is the one remover of, one has the power of removing the sorrows of his devotees. So Krishna means the one who has remover of the sorrows of his devotees. Again, Keshava, and by Keshava, it again could mean that Keshyadi Dushta Daitya Nibharanena Sarvada Bhaktan Palya Sityatu. So Sityaditi. So his again means the one who protects his devotees by destroying the wicked demons like Keshi and others. So Krishna killed a demon called Keshi. That's why it's called Keshava as well. So one who protects his devotees by destroying the wicked people, wicked demons and others, such as Keshava, he is called Keshava. Therefore, you protect your devotees. Therefore, you protect me by dispelling my grief. So that's what suggested. So here, Madhusudana Saraswati, Sri Madhusudana Saraswati in his Bhashya, he says that that's what he has suggested by using the word Krishna. That means you remove my griefs and sorrows, and Keshava means again destroy, protect me. So Arjuna is hinting those things. So he's saying that I'm not able to stand. Gandhi was dropping from my hand. My mouth is dry. protect me here from this sorrow and grief. And having thus described with the help of signs of sorrow, with an obstacle to the uh, right understanding that leads to proper action, now Sanjaya shows its sorrow's effect. That means contrary sorrow's effect, what like different understanding that one will have with that kind of sorrow. And again, the actions that lead up to actions that will result from those things. Sanjay explains what happens after that. So what are those? So Anu here means after, even after very long consideration. Okay, so in this shloka the word used Anu. Anu means even after long consideration. Na pashyami, I do not see uh, any Shreya, that is good. Shreya is normally human goal. Okay, so that is, or anything seen or unseen. So any human goal that's seen or unseen. So that's, I do not see any of that, any good to be derived from this. From what? Hatva, by killing. Okay, so here he is again saying that by killing, I do not see anything good here. Okay, even those who are uh, again, if you look at what is Shreya, so the ultimate goal, human goal, is again moksha, right? So in his Bhashya, Madhusudan Saraswati, he explains that those who reach Saurya Mandala, Saura Mandala, so that is Surya's adobe, the highest goal one could attain, they could attain this through two means. One is through sannyasi engaged in yoga, he can attain that, or the other one is attained it by uh, by death in a battlefield, right? So this is again said in Parashara Smriti and others, where Smriti says that there is two ways to attain this. So one is death in the battlefield, another one is to attain that Surya Mandala. Saura Mandala is through this yoga, right? Sannyasa and yoga. So, but Arjuna here is saying that I do not see anything good here. I do not see any Shreya, means I'm not, this is not yoga, so I'm not going to get that best thing, that achieve goal I'm not going to achieve, or I'm not going to die as well. If I do the battle, I'm going to be victorious. So by getting killed, one might achieve something, but I'm not doing anything, right? I'm not, by surviving in this battle, winning in this battle, I'm not going to do so. Not so by surviving, the killer will not get anything from this, right? So the phrase again he uses Sajanam, own people is used in such that since there is an absence of good even in killing of those who are not our own, therefore it must be killing our own people is even worse, right? So if you're battling with somebody else, maybe, okay, but now you're talking about killing our own people, and the word again ahave in battle is used, saying that again establishing that, prevent that it is to prevent establishing that an already proven fact that there is no good in killing outside the battle. Okay, so killing people outside the battle is again already known through Shastras that it is not allowed. Now even in battle, killing Swajanam, our own people, is even worse. Okay, so but one might say that Krishna might say that there may not be an unseen gain, but it is not that there are unquestionable or palpable gains. For instance, victory, you will be victorious in this battle, you will get your kingdom, from that you will have all the pleasures and everything else. Okay, so Krishna might say that. That's why Arjuna says in his next shloka, that is shloka 32, he explains that Nakangshe Vijayam Krishna, nacharajyam sukhanicha kinno rajyena govinda kim bhogair jivitenava. So the meaning here is saying, I desire not victory, O Krishna, nor the kingdom, nor pleasures. What avail is dominion to us, O Govinda? Of what avail are the pleasures and even life, right? So he says that I do not desire any of these things. So Krishna might say that you probably will, you cannot get, by death you might get Swarga, right? But by winning, you could enjoy your kingdom and everything. Arjuna says, I don't want any of those pleasures. I don't want victory. I don't want kingdom. I don't want anything. Okay. So now let's look at this a little bit more in detail. So again, if a desire for results is normally what is the motive of engaging in any action, right? So as a man who has no desire for food does not engage in cooking, for example. So if you're interested in food, then probably start cooking or looking for some good food. So in the absence of that, those things, Arjuna is saying, in my engagement in this war, which means for them, it is which is the means for them. So I don't have any. This is not suitable for me. So again, you probably will ask why again. Why is that you have no desire for these things which are sought by all the other people, right? So Arjuna, that's why he says kim na. That means what do you need? Okay, so he says what do we what need do we have, right, etc. So he says kimna, etc. He says that what need is there for these desirable things. Example like bogai, that means enjoyment, or jivitena, of life, of the meanings of living, that is the victory for us. For us who lived in forest for this 13 years without kingdom, without enjoyment, without victory, all these things over Kauravas, for 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 us, whom that alone is commendable in this world, and that's what Arjuna is suggesting. So by saying what is the need, kimna, is saying that what is the need of having all this is this bhoga, that is enjoyment, or this life and everything. Again, Krishna addresses here, Arjuna addresses here Krishna as Govinda. And the view here is Arjuna is suggesting, telling him that you yourself know my dispassion of this worldly rewards, because you are ever master of all the organs denoted by the word go, and by the way of presiding over them. So go shabda vachyanin indriyanadishtanataya nityam praptastumeva mamaihika bala viragam janasi suchyan sambodheti govindeti. So Sri Madhusudan Saraswati, he says that you know this, Krishna, that this dispassion of these worldly rewards and everything that's coming from this, you know those things. You are the master of the organs, so you preside over them. So you help me with this here. So Arjuna is using the word Govinda. Again, word Govinda is has other meanings as well. So for example, in Vishnu Sahasranama, we get Govindo, Govidampati, and things like that. Right? So with that, while explaining that Govinda word in Vishnu Sahasranama, Sri Shankaracharya in his Vishnu Sahasranama Bhashya, he quotes the shloka from Mahabharata Moksha Dharma, Shanti Parva. Okay, so in Shanti Parva, Govinda is explained as Aham Kilendro Devanam Tam Gavam Indratam Gada Govinda iti lokastam stoshyanti bhuvi shashvatam. So that meaning is I first knew Vinda, that is the earth. I first knew, that is new means Vinda. Okay. What I knew, the earth, that is the go, which was carried away and hidden in the cave by the Asura, and hence I am prized by the name as Govinda. Okay, by the Devatas and the Shastras, I am praised as Govinda. So Krishna or Narayana saved Prithvi from the Asuras, and that's why he is called as Govinda. So again, Go here is used in the meaning as Prithvi, earth. And then again, Shankaracharya, Bhagavad in his commentary on Vishnu Sahasrama for the Govinda, what he uses Harivamsha quote, where again this shloka goes, Gauravatu yato vani tam cha vindayate bhavan. Govindastu deva munivi katyate bhavan. So the meaning is, I am Indra, that is, I am the Lord over Devatas. You are the Lord over the cows. Hence, the world will ever prize you as Govinda. So the speech here again, go is meant as uh, the one who gives the speech. Okay, so since you are the one who gives the speech, you are the Lord. That's why the sages call you as Govinda. Govindastu deva munivi katyate bhavan. So that's why sages, rishis call you as Govinda. So again, as I said, the with or when word means to know. Go has various different meanings. Okay, so some of those meanings. Go means swarga, heaven. Okay, so that means to know how to ascend to heaven. So by worshipping Govinda, you know how to attain to heaven. And the second one means arrows. Go means arrows. So that means the one who knows all the weapons. That's Govinda. The third one is cattle or the cow. Okay, that means he could be seen as the Govinda is the one who is the leader, who is the leader of the or the leader of all the ignorant ones, those who do not know knowledge. He leads them to that knowledge. And then Go also means speech. That means he is to be known as speech here means Vedas. Okay, so he is the source of the Vedas. And then Go also means Vajra. So the uh, he has the Vajra mark on his feet. So that's Govinda. And then Go also means directions. Okay, so the 8 directions or 10 directions we say. So that means he is the one that's there in all the directions. He's there everywhere. And then Go also means eyes. So that means he is the person residing in the eyes. So that means he is the one that gives that knowledge, that eyes to see the Paramatma. So that knowledge, he is the one that gives. And then Go also means Surya. Okay, so that means he is the one that brightens up everybody. And then Go, we already looked at, is the meaning also of Prithvi. So Earth, so he is the one that rescued Earth from Asuras, Hiranyaksha. And then Go also means water. Okay, so the one who has his residence in waters is also called Govinda. So Govinda means all these things. So Arjuna uses that word for Krishna here. And again, Arjuna then goes on to explain the reason for rejection of the kingdom. So you might ask why you don't want kingdom and things. So Arjuna explains that in the next set of shloka. Yesha marte kankshitam no rajyam bhoga sukhani cha. Sukhani cha ta ime vastita yuddhe pranastirtha dhanani cha. Acharya pitara putrastataiva cha pitamaha matula shushra pautra shyala sambandhanastata. So the meaning here is for the sake of kingdom, enjoyment and pleasure that are sought by us, here standing. We are all standing here because of that, and having staked our life and wealth and everything. All those people that start for putting their life on the line, the teachers, fathers, sons, grandfathers, maternal uncles, father-in-laws, grandsons, everybody, brother-in-laws, and all the other relatives, they're all coming here, right? So again, here he's refuting the argument that in spite of one's own detachment, effort should be made for those who are one's own. So he's saying that indeed the kingdom, etc., are surely unnecessary for a solitary person. Yesham, those, the relatives, friends, and all those things. However, arte, for the sake of that kingdom that is desired by us, they, those very ones, avastita yuddhe, stand arrayed in this battle, tektva, risking their pranan, life, right? So their lives, they are risking their lives here of the risking the hope of living, and dhanani, wealth, hope for wealth. So again, if you look at Duryodhana, he had all the wealth and everything. He could have given 5 villages to Pandavas, but he did not want to give up a little bit, right? So he's put all that on the line here. Okay. So again, the idea here is that on that account, this effort is neither for myself nor for my own, right? So though the word bhoga was used, was interpreted before in the earlier as a meaning of enjoyment, here in it stands for the means of enjoy. It stands for the means of enjoyment. Okay, so since sukham, which is the pleasure, also is mentioned separately. Again, by mentioning the words prana is the life and dhana, that is the wealth, it's indicative that of the hope for them, right? So even if one's life is lost, there may be still possibility that hope for wealth and enjoyment for one's relatives. Hence, the word wealth is separately mentioned here to the life. Okay, so you might die, but so people might say, I might die, but my insurance goes to my children, right? So here, that's what it is. So prana is listed as separately to dhana. So again, there might be an objection saying that those for the sake of kingdom, etc., are sought and not present here. He identifies again, Arjuna identifies in the shloka that in the 34th shloka where he says, Acharya Pitara Putra Stadaiva Pita Bhamatula Shushra Putra Shyala Sambandhanastata. So teacher, father, son, as well as grandfathers, uncles, father-in-law, grandson, brother-in-law, all those relatives, all they are here for that, right? So for that sake only, they are here. And it may be again argued that is it not that it is out of compassion you do not kill them, then this person will say definitely kill you out of greed for their kingdom. So you better kill them, okay, instead of them coming and attacking you. You better kill them. Arjuna uses the next shloka where he explains, Etanna hantum ichchami gatopi madhusudana apitrailokya rajyasya hato kinnu mahikrite. So Madhusudana, even if I killed, I do not want to kill this even for the sake of kingdom. That's even if it is extends over 3 words, I don't want this. So we'll look at this shloka a little bit more detail next time. Any questions today?